So as you remember, Lost Ark recently put out some information saying that they are going to be delaying the EU and NA beta to the first quarter of 2022. There was a huge amount of speculation around this. There was lots of theories that they are pushing it back because of the New World release. There was also allegations that Amazon were lying to the public the whole time and that they knew they were never going to get the release out on time. And with all this being said and done, it left a kind of nasty taste in the community's mouth. Now, one of the things that Amazon Studios said that they were going to do was be better at communicating to their player base, and with them giving no details on what was going on, and then to top it off, nothing at Gamescom, the community were a little bit miffed off, to say. So the good news is it seems that they are sticking to their word, and basically have put up a blog post explaining what has been going on and what's been causing the delays and why it's been pushed back to the first quarter of 2022. The article is fairly long, and if you're looking for more details on Lost Ark, there's only one real thing to take away about the Striker class, but we'll get onto that a little bit later on. But if you're like myself and interested in the whole development process and the server architecture and how it works, then it was a good little read. So the first topic they talk about is localization. Now what I didn't realise is that they aren't just translating this into English, they're actually doing it in Spanish, French and German. And you can take into account that there are 3 million English words for the full translation, and you times that by 4, you end up with 12 million words. Now I honestly don't know if someone just sits there typing word for word in their appropriate language, but that is a huge amount of text to go through. On top of that, they're also translating all of the voices in the game, and if you haven't played the game or you haven't seen the beta, the voice acting is absolutely phenomenal. Now, interestingly enough, I've only seen it in Russian so far, but it's really done well, and I love the fact that you can just watch the cutscene and absorb in what they're saying and really get a feel of the emotion that's going on. And in terms of music as well, they're also doing all the translations for those as well. So what I really like about this is the fact that they're not just doing a half-assed job, they're really going the whole hog, and we're going to get the full experience in our native dialects. Now the next thing they talked about was the infrastructure, which they've mentioned before in terms of doing the move to the EU-NA regions. And they basically said, when publishing the game in a span of new regions, one of our goals was to reduce the latency of our customers that they would experience due to their varied locations. To accomplish this, we made the decision to deploy Lost Ark in multiple data centers on North America, East and West Coasts, as well as in Europe. Now the rest of this isn't all that interesting, and they basically just talk about the fact that they had to up all these servers and services across all these various different data centers. Now what I did find interesting, and I don't really know that much about server infrastructure for games, but apparently each of these data centers required 60 different systems to get it up and running. But as a developer who has worked in more complex systems, I mean, these servers sound like they are absolutely atrocious to set up. That is a lot of systems that are all interacting with each other, and it must have been an absolute nightmare to fine-tune them. And I'll read this quote. They said, not only do these systems need to be manually stood up, but each of them has its own requirements for configuration, communication access, hardware specs, and more. Honestly, I'd love to know what all these different systems are, considering when you think about all these like pirated MMO servers that people set up on their home computers. But yeah, there really wasn't that much more to take away. I mean, the finishing comment is quite interesting. They said, between Smilegate RPG and Amazon Games, we've applied nearly 4 person-years of effort to accomplish this, and that doesn't include the additional time taken to ensure things like customer service, analytics, login processes, a host of other tech operationals, and there's been a lot of work, but we are excited to deliver this incredible game to new fans and old. The next section is testing. Again, there's not much take home if you're looking for new details on the game. If you're a developer or a QA, I'm sure you'll be interested, or at least know the pain of having to test 30 different builds, which they did, and they've managed to quash over 440 fixed bugs and feature improvements specific to the Western game release. Now I don't know what these fixes are, but I could speculate, and we may do another video on that, so we'll leave that one there for the time being. But the take home they're trying to tell everyone is that they are vigorously testing this and trying to remove all the bugs and doing a good job, and you know, we're going to get a good smooth release when it finally comes out. Now the last piece, and this is the one that everyone will be interested in, is that they are adding a new class into the EU and NA release. So basically someone spotted in the Founders Pack that there was a version of the Striker class on the Platinum avatar, which means now that we have a grand total of 15 classes going into the release. And this is really exciting. I cannot emphasize enough just how good all the classes are in this game. They are all incredibly fun and feel powerful, and you'll just have a great time doing them. Now, just to give you a few details on the Striker, so they're part of the martial arts group, and these are all classes that are primarily focused on either kicking or punching, and I'll read the description for you so you just get an idea, and you can have a look at videos on the class separately. The Striker class is ideal for anyone who feels they might want to punch and kick their way through the game, but we'll let the flying fists speak for themselves. Strikers are excellent jugglers, preferring to keep their enemies in the air, unleashing graceful destruction with splendid aerial combos. They attack like a strong wind and are equipped with fast, fluid movement and use both quick-hitting combos and powerful elemental skills to turn the tide of battle. Now, one of the things I absolutely love about this game is the fact that the combos do flow and feel very fluid and like they connect to each other. And this is even more so for the fighting classes. So, super excited for you guys to try this. I don't know if I'm going to give it a go on Striker, but I do have one of the other fighting classes and I absolutely love it. And I'd love to hear whether you're excited about this or not in the comments below. Anyway, so that's all the update I've got on this. As I say, it's not overly interesting. There are some interesting takeaways from the Striker class, but it's good to see that they are communicating with this, and I hope that they continue to do so. And when they produce more information, I will deliver it to you. The beta is coming up relatively soon. If you aren't currently aware, then the closed beta test is going to be running from November the 4th to November the 9th. This is a great opportunity to try all the different classes out and see how they feel and play. And if you are one of the people who bought the Founders Pack, then you'll get access to that beta, guaranteed. Anyway, have a great week, everyone. I'll be back with more Lost Ark news when I find it. And until then, stay healthy, stay safe, and have a great day.